Hello and welcome, my spiced and dried goblin shark nipples. It's, friendly, awesome SJB friend here, and he's gonna play some battles for you guys. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good day. Oh, look at this! We've got a Monkey Ace player. That's awesome! I love it. Now, this is my favorite Monkey Ace level, if you guys don't know, specifically because one Monkey Ace can get you started in here pretty gosh darn well, to say the least. One Bomber Ace can pretty much defend almost everything. One red balloon. Snipe it! Snipe it, little Monkey Ace! Snipe it! Snipe it! Oh, he's not a sniper. You know, I should have picked Sniper as one of my towers at this rate, because this is just straight up awful. Oh, look at that. Lost a life. Good news is we got Ben on our team, so it really doesn't matter that much. But I wanted to make it a bigger deal than it seemed like it was. Anyways, we're going Bomber Ace all the way from the get-go here, and just know that we're going to be really, really good for a really, really long time. Probably won't have to deal with this guy ever again, but we might need a rapid fire, so keep that in mind. Anyways, in today's video, what I want to do is play around with the Overclock, or I call it the Overdrive, or Overcharge, or whatever the heck the actual true name is. I don't even know anymore, because I say so many different things, I even confused myself, which is kind of sad. Got a few tears, rolling down my my cheeks here today. But I digress. So some of you guys might be starting school soon, so I figured I would tell you guys about how much of a loser I was in school. Tell you guys a few stories about what happened to me, some of the most embarrassing things and crap like that while playing the game. This is going to be a non-cut version at all, so you guys can listen to my stories if you want and have some fun with it. But before I get to those stories, I want to talk to you guys really quickly about our strategy. So I picked these towers not because they are necessarily the best, but because I want to have some fun with them. I like winning, obviously, but Super Monkeys are one tower that I almost always like to have and play with fire, right? Ben is a hero I pretty much really, really enjoy having him play with fire because he regains lives. So if you do end up losing a life, or a ton of lives realistically, you can kind of gain them back without... Oh my god, gotta get this green balloon slow. Gain them back without any issues in the long term. So we're going to go Ben. We're going to go for a balloon trap as well, and we're just going to lock this guy up right at the very front of the map. You know, we're going to spend we want more money on income, but totally willing to... Oh, look at this. We got green balloons flopping through because we did not get our rapid fire. Holy crap. All right, with rapid fire, we should be much better off, even through yellows and whites and everything. Blacks are probably a little bit more funky, but not bad at all. But our goal is to get some 10 times overclocked towers. All right, that's really it. That's all I want to do. Get some 10 times overclocked towers. I'd love to get a big plane 10 times overclocked. A Sky Shredder 10 times overclocked would be really cool. But I also wanted to get some Spike Factories 10 times overclocked as well. So a lot of that is going to hopefully happen today. Ideally, it happens in this game, but I cannot guarantee that, obviously. We'll do our best here, basically. We'll do our best. So I guess let's tell you guys some lame-o stories from when I was a kid. I guess let's start off with the first one. All right, I gotta hype myself up a little bit. Tell you guys why I used to be cool. All right, if this is like anything. Oh, look at this guy's losing lives, man. Ooh, his Bomber Ace sucks. Our Bomber Ace is way better. Oh wait, we lost some lives too, so maybe he's not that much better. Anyways, let's go for a quick Spike Factor. We got the money for it. We're getting over to bigger stacks, clean up any random balloons that sneak through, and make sure we get our balloon trap actually doing balloon trappy things. In fact, I think our best bet's probably to go for a second balloon trap here, even though this is not good cam detection for me. This will be very, very good money and popping power for everything else in existence. All right, so let's hype myself up real quick. One of the coolest stories that I like to tell people whenever I'm like, you know, feeling down upon myself, I get to look back and look at myself back in like 7th or 8th grade. All right, this was the time in my life where I felt like I was super duper nerdy, kind of weird. But the one thing that I had going for me is I was unexpectedly athletic. And I say unexpectedly because I did not look athletic whatsoever. I was skin and bones, and that's about it, really. I was super short. In 8th grade, I did not break 5 feet. So I believe I was actually closer to like 4'9", 4'10", something like that. I was the shortest kid in my grade, if not the second shortest kid in my grade, kind of depending on what the heck was going on then. Oh my god, dude, we got a lot of money. Look at all this freaking money rolling in. All right, we got to get a better defense. That's the #1 thing on the list. Let's do that triple Monkey Ace thing, not because we really need to, because it's really freaking cool. I like doing this because it's fun, cool. We do need to go for the camera tech in here. We're going to go for a bottom path as well, but I want to max out my pink income for sure, and we're going to switch to purples pretty soon, actually. We already have almost 3,000. I think we're ready to go for that, but we have to be careful with those as well. It is a lot of Bloons. Now, we might be able to sneak some crazy crap through this guy's defense if he buys the Plasma. He might put the Plasma for those leads, and then the Purples might just kill him. Oh, do I want to just kill him here? Let's go Purples. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go for my Never Miss. I do have to go for, sadly, the Cam Protection here. But I believe that should be good enough for us. We're going to put all these people on Figure Infinite. Or Figure 8. Either way, really, but feeling good about that. We're going to go for another Bloon Trap, believe it or not, because clearly we are still needing more bobbing power by a long shot. I don't know. He might screw up at some point. He might just get a Plasma Blast or something stupid, but his Bomb Race is still dominating pretty hard here. So you got to give him some cred where cred is due. So it was nerdy. I was really small. I was like 70 pounds. You know, I was not a big kid at all. Like, I literally was skinny. I remember people asking me like if I get enough food when I was younger, you know, and it's like, no, I ate a lot of freaking food, man. I had some weird iron deficiencies and crap. I don't know. I was not exactly the healthiest small kid ever, but for whatever reason, I was very athletic. All right, I've always been athletic. I like, you know, running, like sports, jumping, catching things, blah 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 blah, all that crap. Love to do it. I still love to do it these days, though I'm not quite as athletic as I used to be. So that's why unexpected is so important. Unexpectedly athletic is so important. Because I ended up hanging out with one of my friends. His name's Joe, and he introduced me to a bunch of his friends. Kind of like the football crowd. All right, now this was like in 8th grade. Oh crap! Look at all these Bloons, bro. What the heck's going on, man? Why are they sticking through there? What was that? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm a little afraid here. Oh, he started sending out Purples. That's why. We're both sending out Purples, and once you get a double to... Oh, or maybe I just forgot to grab Blue Traps. That's possible, too. Yeah, that's probably the more likely situation here. Anyways, got a Spectre, so feel pretty comfy about that guy. And then, I don't think I need to go ground zero or anything. We're just going to save up for a Sky Shredder, most likely. But another thing that I want to do is I want to go for my 5th-tier Engineer pretty quick, you know, because I got to get these guys rolling, right? I actually have to spend a pretty good amount of time overclocking everybody. 10 times. 10 abilities in a row. I don't think I've ever used any other ability 10 times in a single game. You know, you kind of just wait until you absolutely need it or something like that. So this is kind of goofy. All right, one sad thing about this is that my Spectre's killing all of the Bloons before they go in my Bloon Trap. One alternative thing I could do is I could go for a extra large trap. Make sure I put him right in the very front. He'll just soak up all the Bloons instead. I think it's less efficient. Actually, I've never done the math or anything like that, but I don't think he gives you as much money as one of these guys. But let's be honest here, money is not exactly the major issue for us. We've got a pretty significant amount of that. Screw it, let's go for it. We're going to put this guy, we're going to put him as close as we can to the entrance, and hopefully we'll make some good cash flow over here. Oh, Purples, man. Keep changing the button. Anyways, got to talk about me. How I'm so freaking cool. So I got introduced to this new group of kids, and we were out for a backyard football match. You know, there's probably like 12, 13, 14 people there, something like that. And probably like 90% of them I've like seen, but I was never like friends with or ever really talked to them or anything like that. They've seen me in the hallways. Anyways, getting down to it, we get to the picking. And of course they all know each other, so they kind of like pick their friends and whoever they think is actually the best and everything. And they get to me, and I was literally, in no joke, the last pick. All right. Now, not only was I the last pick out of these like 13 people or whatever. Sometimes you could like see somebody be like, you know what? He looks like he's going to be good. Clearly, I did not look like I was going to be good. So not only did I get last pick, but after I was on the kid's team, the kid was the quarterback. He told me, and I quote, "I'm not going to throw to you. So you can run if you want, but I'm not going to throw to you." And I was like, okay, no problem, bro. Do what you got to do. Whatever. So, oh, it's time, baby. It's freaking time. We got to keep up with this. Stories plus doing this is very difficult to do. I'll make it happen. Make it happen for you guys. I think we got to go for the Sky Shredder, too. That's going to be our first guy. Ultra boosting the Sky Shredder. That's my plan. I want to do it. I want to do it. Here we go. We're going to go for it. And this will be difficult to do, but it's definitely possible. Sky Shredder, let's start your Ultra Boosting. Yeah, Ultra Boost, okay. So if you guys have not seen Ultra Boosting before, it's kind of cool. you get an Overclock ability and then an Ultra Boost ability. And if you use the Ultra Boost ability on somebody, it affects them forever, long-term, beyond what just an ability would last. It can never be taken away. So it's really cool because you can multiply that up by not just 1 time, but up to 10 times Overclock. So it's really cool because you can use that on different towers to make them more powerful overall, beyond what their normal capabilities already are, which I think is just cool. We're going to go for that Sky Shorter because it is time for us to possibly get rushed here, which is kind of scary. So we got Bloon traps and everything, so I'm not really too worried. But you never know, man. You never know. Crazy rush of DDTs or something like that could maybe do something crazy to us. But this is a Super Monkey Village Monkey strategy. I don't know if our overclocking strategy is going to dominate that. That's a pretty difficult one to top. That's a good strategy. Like a really, really good strategy. Tough to start, great in the long term. And he did manage to do it with Ben, no Lev's laws, so it doesn't really matter. We are going to go 40 plus if we survive that long. If neither of us rush with anything too significant, I suppose. But 10 times Overclocked Sky Shredder, 10 times Overclocked Big Plane, and hopefully 3 Spike Factory. I mean, that's got to be tough, man. It's got to be tough to actually get any rush through that at all, whether it's a bad or a big chunk of bads or whatever. So, yeah, all right. A long story short about this football nonsense was they basically told me, we don't even really want to play with you. Like, you know, you obviously were invited, not by us, so we'll accept you, but we're not really going to play with you. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So the very first ball that comes to me is the kickoff. I pick up the ball, I grab the kickoff, and I just run like in front of everybody. I don't wait for blocks or anything like that. Maybe I'm not good because of that, but I just run right in front of everybody. And the very first thing that I do is gain, like, imaginarily, but like 70 yards out of the 100 yards that we need to get. So I was like, dude, sweet. They're like, wow, he's a little better than I thought. He's pretty fast. So, so that was the first thing they noticed, is that I was pretty fast, that I could actually catch balls and things like that right away from the get-go. Like second, we score like a touchdown or whatnot eventually. I don't know. It goes pretty well. And they get the ball back, and the very like first play that happens, I get an interception and I take it back for a touchdown, and it was like, holy crap. So I don't remember all the details. Obviously, this was a pretty long time ago and all that. I'm just filling in the details with what I can remember, but I ended up scoring like 7 out of our like total 10 touchdowns, and we won the game like 10-4. It was like pretty much a blowout, and it made me feel really good about myself, because after everything was said and done, they realized that they could, or like during the games, they realized they could count on me, they could play with me, they could throw the ball to me, and at the end of it all, they're like, dude, why don't you play on the football team? You're so good. And I was like, oh, thank you. That's so nice of you guys. You know, because I did not play a lot of sports back in the day on actual teams and all that stuff. So, anyways, yeah. I don't want to talk myself up too much, but it made me feel really good. All right, like the losery, nerdy kid can actually still be pretty good at sports and things like that. Even further than that, I did it again in high school, where I think it was our freshman year, where I did kind of the same thing. And I kind of like showed up and just played really, really well. Basically the exact same thing happened, but what was weird about that one was one of the kids that I was playing with was in one of my classes, and he came up to me and he was talking, he was like, it was in like a homeroom class. He was talking me up in front of everybody about how awesome I was and everything. And it made me like feel like a popular kid, because people actually wanted to talk to me about this stupid stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I actually got to hang out with people. So being good at sports somehow magically can lead you to being talked about by your friends, or be kind of a cool kid. I never knew. At least that was 16 years ago, 17 years ago, something like that. So long time ago, obviously. Anyway, so we got a 9. Oh, he is. He's 10 times overclocked. I wish I could slow this down, because it's very difficult to actually see how many darts are coming out. It's like laggy. But now we're gonna start on our Sky Shredder. Or, excuse me, Flying Fortress already. I don't think this guy needs to be 10 times overclocked. I don't think he's going to do anything. But a 10 times overclocked Flying Fortress will be pretty sweet. In addition, I think it's about that time. Let's go for our 3 Spike Factories that I really want to get here. So we're going to go for a triple dose these guys. We're going to start overclocking those guys as well. I don't think I'm going to stop with my income at any time soon, but I'll definitely have to keep that in mind at the very least. Gotta keep up. Let's just build them. I think this one is going to be my top path. All the way up. Definitely want to get... I think fast production is going to be better here. And then we're going to... Because rounds are kind of slow. And then we're going to go for a middle path over here. We're going to go for a top path combo on him. And then this guy's going to be my bottom path. I'm going to put him on close. I do want him to put just all the spikes right here. And maybe the bad can kind of run through and kind of suck up some of these guys. But... I don't know what he's exactly designed for, but he's just... Hopefully he's good enough. I hope. And I think I want to go for... I don't know which one's better in Battles 2. I'm going to go for the faster production here, because I do believe that he'll end up actually throwing down enough spikes that bats will like absorb them and all that stuff, so hopefully it'll work out. Alright, so that being said, I was telling you guys I was kind of nerdy. I was kind of a loser. You know, I didn't even play Bloons yet. This goes to show you, man. That's how long ago this was. But I feel like I had a reasonable amount of friends in high school. All right, like a reasonable amount of friends. I probably had like 6, 7, 8 pretty good friends. You know, the worst part about it was that I had other acquaintances that I was like, oh, yep, I know that guy. Cool, you know, cool. We talked a little bit here and there, but we're not good friends. We don't hang out after class or hang out in, you know, out of school or something like that. But, yeah, we're acquaintances. So, holy crap. First of all, this is 38 out of 40. We do have more than max lives, so that's not really something we're worried about. We're definitely lagging quite a bit here, and I think it's mostly because of my Sky Shredders and Monkey Aces, but also just a majillion projectiles here. So I'm surprised that the game is rolling and running so good, I guess, with all of this chaos happening here. But we're going to keep going with it. And we got a 4x overclocked Flying Fortress. You can tell these guys are stronger. Again, I don't know the exact value here, but it's pretty good. Oh, wow, that happened quickly. On overclocking. I think I'm going to stop with my income pretty soon. I don't think I need to go to 30,000 or anything like that. We'll just save up the rest of our money. I think the max I've ever gotten was like 36, 37,000 when I was using a village strategy. He's probably doing pretty much the exact same thing as me, but we're going to hope that somehow our spike factories are going to be better than his super monkeys. I severely doubt it, but you never know. Maybe we can sneak something really weird through, like DDTs before crap hits the fan or something like that. Let's keep this overclock going and see what we can do. So, like I said, I was kind of a nerdy, kind of a loser, and for whatever reason, lunch was always the worst for me. Now, I've had things happen to me that weren't in lunch. Like, I was, my freshman year, don't forget, I was like 5 feet tall, if that, probably 60, 70, 75 pounds, something like that. Very tiny kid. So, I did not look like I should have been in high school at that point, you know? Where, like, you would look in, like, a movie now and be like, oh, that kid is definitely, like, way too old to be in high school. You know, he's like, they're like 30-year-old people playing stuff. That's how I felt in high school. I was like, oh, they're so old. They're so much older than me and bigger than me and everything. In high school, it's like, no, those are just kind of average people. I was just freaking tiny, man. All right, I don't know if we want to build any more Monkey Aces or any more Spike Factories. I mean, I would honestly, ideally, would like to actually get 10 of these guys going. I'm going to stop with income. It's just annoying to press that button. So I think 27,000 is good. Didn't get an even number, but what you going to do? Already almost 10 times overclocked. Woo! Yeah! Okay! So I guess the worst things that usually happen to me in like the hallways and things like that was I got tripped quite a few times. I never really saw other people getting tripped all that much, but I got tripped at least in my first like 2 years of high school, at least 3 times where people tripped me on purpose and then while I was on the ground laughed at me. You know, now I will admit that I was a fast walker and I was very small and I was probably a pretty easy target. I looked like a very big nerd. I don't know what's up with me, but I bet you the people like, oh yeah, the shortest kid in the entire school. Of course, we have to pick on him, right? So, by the way, in case you're curious, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody who's really short or anything like that, but it was a thing. It just was a thing. You know, I know that a lot of shorter people probably know what I'm talking about. So we're in sudden death right now, 41 plus. I don't mean any offense to you guys or anything like that. Just wanted to kind of mention it really quickly. So here we go. 10 times overclocked. Got to keep going bigger, baby. Let's go bigger. Now he's going Legend of the Night spam. I don't see how we could possibly beat him. I think the game's over, but let's just go to... If he does not rush us, let's just go to round 50 and see what the heck happens, I guess. You know? Like, maybe we'll just get lucky and something crazy will happen. You never know. You never know. One thing that I think I could change is maybe just say screw the Spike Factories and go Super Monkeys instead. That would be a great strategy. Overclocking Super Monkeys instead of these good towers, but definitely not great towers. So yeah, anyways, I was tripped a couple times at the very least, and it was always very... It was like... I didn't know if it was an accident at the time, you know? So I didn't stick up for myself or anything. I just got up and I walked away. I always had, like, dreams afterwards, like, oh yeah, if I got put in that situation again, I would stick up for myself and beat him up or something like that. Like, no. I was also randomly slapped twice. I think by the same person, but he just, like, walked by me and slapped me in the face. And I was very confused about that one, because I was like, oh, did you think I was your friend or something like that? Like, you have a slap game going on? And I was like, what, dude? And then he was, like, trying to egg me on for a fight. And it's like, dude, what a jerk. Now, the weirdest thing about this guy is I remembered his face very clearly. And I don't mean to offend any custodians out there in the world, but he was the janitor at my high school the last year that I went to school there as a senior. So as a freshman, he was probably a senior, and he slapped me in the face. And then by the time I was a senior, he ended up being a janitor at the school. Now, for whatever reason, that just made me feel better about myself. I'm like, all right, you know, yeah, he's got to clean up my throw up if I have to, you know, throw up somewhere. Great. This guy, probably should have got him fired, to be honest. Been like, yeah, that's the freaking guy, man. He slapped me in the face when I was a kid. Hopefully he wasn't a janitor at the time, because he definitely was a student back in the day. But you never know. You never know, I guess. This janitor just, like, slapping me in the face as I walk by, like, no, clean up your own mess. You made too much of a mess in the cafeteria. So anyways, I got slapped a bunch of times. Twice. I don't know if it's a bunch. Twice. Definitely got my books knocked out of my hands and everything. But for whatever reason, lunch was always the weirdest for me, because I almost always had to either sit alone or sit with people that I was not necessarily friends with. And that seems really weird, because, like I said, I had like 8 good friends, and randomly, just based on random chance, I should have gotten some random lunches with my friends. Like, there were 6 different periods you could have your lunch on. And like I said, just through random chance. So I almost always had to sit with people that were just sort of acquaintances at best. You know, like, oh, I know that person. But most of the time, or about half, I don't remember, there's at least like 3 out of my 8 semesters there. It changed every semester. At least 3 of them. Wow, these Bloons are getting freaking far, bro. I can't even build anything anymore. That's the worst part. Now I could... you know what? We have the technology. I can't build things anymore. Can I... Uh-oh. There we go. Engineer. All right, I cannot click and drag anymore. All I can do is hope for the best that this guy can somehow save the frickin' day or something like that. Oh my god, there they go! What? Natural Bloons! Just going right through on 48. So yeah, wow. Clearly, we did not have the better strategy. Super Monkeys were the clear answer to all of our problems. But, you know, that's where we're going to end the video. I'll just finish off with lunch has always sucked. I had to sit alone most of the time. And I thought people were making fun of me when they asked me to sit with them. But as I look back on it, I realized I think they were trying to actually be nice. But all throughout my, like... For a really, really long time, I really just thought people were making fun of me, like, do you want to come sit with us? No. No, I just told them no. And that's the way Cookie crumbled, I guess, guys. Sat alone. I was one of the only people, too, that was able to sit alone. And I'm lucky there wasn't enough chairs and tables for me to sit alone, too. Anyways, I don't want to get down on myself too much. Just know that I was a pretty big nerd. I had a lot of issues in high school, and I kind of understand why I turned out like such a weirdo, you know? My family didn't really support me all that much as a kid, and then I walk into high school, and boom, I am just not supported whatsoever by a majority of people. Just kind of live my own sad little life. I get out and I become a YouTuber, and magically, I don't have to deal with people anymore. So it doesn't even matter. I don't like people anymore because of all those experiences I've had. Nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed, press that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.